Hello again, I am Blunty, and about 5 months back I sang the praises of this, the Bitplay HD wide-angle lens. It was, and in fact still is, simply the very best add-on lens I have ever used for a mobile phone. It is, in one word, fantastic. It is super sharp, super clean, corrects for the typical distortions and bowing and fringing and all the kinds of artifacts you usually get with these add-on wide-angle lenses, and I have been using it pretty much constantly ever since I published that review, especially while traveling to events and things. And I've been using it with my iPhone 7 Plus with the Snap 7 case. And there is the one thing that concerns me with these add-on lenses. You get them in two types, usually, either with a special case, which means you get perfect lens alignment every single time without any problems or fiddling whatsoever, and then you have to deal with the fact that when you upgrade your phone, the case no longer fits and your lens is useless. Womp womp. Or you can get the spring-loaded clip-on types, which mean you can use your lens with any phone you like without having to get a special case or worry that your investment in the lens will be worthless once you upgrade your phone. But the clip-on lenses don't tend to be very stable or secure, and you have to kind of constantly fiddle with them and adjust them to make sure they're aligned properly. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, really. But into the arena steps a new challenger, the Bitplay One Clip. A slightly more sophisticated clip-on option than the usual spring-loaded clothes peg style dealie. It still means you have to pay attention to the lens alignment when mounting it, but it has little crosshairs on it, as you can see there, to help you out. And it clamps on in kind of a squeeze and clip arrangement that feels very secure. I mean, it's not as rock-solid worry-free as the case is, but still much more secure than the other style of clips I'm familiar with. And this, of course, at least means I can still keep using the lens when I upgrade to the next phone without having to wait around and see if they're going to make a case for it. The grip pads are silicone, which means you won't scratch up your phone either, and out in the world, it still makes that lens work great. As you'd hope, of course. This superb lens still does all the things I love about it, and the extra shooting options it gives you are just invaluable. And the difference it can make to your shots is fantastic. And even in the just meager 1/2 of a year that I've had this lens, it has meant, more than a few times, getting a shot that I wanted much easier, and in quite a few cases the shot would have been impossible in any practical sense if I was just limited to the native wide-angle lens on my iPhone alone. And of course, the other consequence of having a clip-on style lens instead of a case mounting lens is of course the ability to mount it on the front facing camera, which gives you another whole world of flexibility for group shots, for two camera stuff like this when you're in tight spaces. All of that kind of stuff becomes doable, whereas before with the case, as many benefits as the case have, I couldn't do this with it. So I've just been reviewing that front facing camera stuff I recorded back there a little bit, and it seems if you do want to do video with this particular lens mount on the front of your camera, it does obscure the front-facing microphone somewhat. So you will be wanting to use some kind of external microphone for video use. Not such a big deal. I usually carry one with me anyway because I'm a video guy. That's what I do. It's best to be prepared. So not a deal breaker, but certainly something to be aware of. You will notice, however, there is a little bit of vignetting just around the corners there on this particular lens. I don't have the other Bitplay lenses, so I can't test if they do or do not vignette, but this, their best lens, their awesome Pro lens, certainly does vignette slightly on the front-facing camera. Whether or not that's an issue for you, that's up to you. For me, not so much of an issue. I can deal with it. If I'm using my camera, if I'm using my iPhone for doing front-facing stuff, it's usually sort of fairly improvisational, sort of on-the-spot kind of stuff where I don't have my regular camera anyway, so I'm okay with compromising a little bit on some visual artifacting like that. And it depends on how you frame it up, whether that even becomes an issue at all. You can see I'm hiding it in the trees right now. You can't even tell it's vignetting. I mean, it's not as pretty a shot, but just for the sake of showing you can hide the vignette with a bit of a careful framing, does the job. I seriously can't praise this lens enough, really. I honestly love it to bits. And that, of course, is why I'm so excited to find out this new clip thing from Bitplay is actually decent. And used in combination with the 2 lenses my iPhone 7 Plus already has, this means that I have 3 shot choices instead of 2. That makes my iPhone an incredibly flexible tool. Again, out in the field, as it were, it's quick and easy to set up. The crosshairs around the lens mount make alignment fast and eliminates fiddling and constant adjustments that the clip-on lenses often need, as I keep saying. And more importantly, it felt secure on the phone. It didn't slide around. It didn't feel like it was going to likely slip off without some kind of very serious knock directly to it. And as much as I love the Snap 7 case for its perfect lens alignment and clever shutter button thingy, and ability to mount a grip to it and give me a tripod mount, it is, quite frankly, a bit bulky for a case. But because of the lens, I have kept this case as my daily driver case and just kind of dealt with the bulk. So it's also very nice to now have the option to go naked with my slender phone and still know that I can slap this lens on at any time and get the shots I want to get. And of course, for those of you who own phones that are not the 4 iPhone models that Bitplay have previously made compatible lens mount cases for, well, now you can shoot as happily as I do with this amazing lens, even though you compromised and settled on some silly malware-infested Android thing. Go on, take the bait, fanboys, take the bait. Anyway, the Bitplay 1 clip and HD wide-angle lens 100% recommended pairing from me. Blunty approved, as we say. We don't say that. I should start saying that, though. It's kind of catchy, isn't it? Blunty approved. Happy shooting. Thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time.